Let's see, we got Topps Gold label, a higher-ish end set for Topps. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest, of the set really, but like you're probably going to find some good autos in there. The design, across the years, the design has been okay. I think it's something that, like with some of these higher end products that Topps comes out with, sometimes I feel like there's a weird line that they have to go between coming out with like a crazy and like a maybe a good design and a design that's like simple that the autos can really stand out. So like Topps Gold label, I'm just gonna check on eBay for hobby box. Actually, I guess this isn't super high end. I mean, $100 for a hobby box. In the box, you get 5 packs, 7 cards per pack. Actually not terrible. Let's see. I'm just going to click and see the set details. If the page will load. It's taking a little bit of a second here. It looks like, oh yeah, this is the one that has like the multiple different like classes. So like each of the base cards, it looks like it's kind of like select actually in a way where it looks like class 1, 2, and 3. Actually, I'm just going to share my screen here. So class 1, 2, and 3 all have different odds that look like the odds all lower as you go into the different classes. So for example, like class 1, the base checklist is going to be 1 in every 2 packs you'll get a black, and then it looks like the odds are numbered out of 150 for the blue, and then for the blue in the class 2 it's 99, and then blue in the class 3 it's 50. So but then there's gold throughout all of them, which I think is interesting. So I guess red is a good way to kind of tell. So it's like 75, 50, 25. Like I said, it's an okay set. I mean, for Topps, it's not super high end. It's kind of like in between. Let's see, 100 cards that came out the other day, 18 or 16 cards per boxes per case. Yeah. And then autographs, 1 in every hobby box. So you're guaranteed an auto in this product. Pretty decent. I mean, with, I think it might be last year though. So it's last year's rookie class. So I guess Topps and Panini are kind of in the same boat right now when it comes to they're still releasing products from the previous year's rookie class. So like this, you'll probably find like Julio Rodriguez. I forget the other big name rookies. Bobby Witt will probably be in this set. But they're still releasing those 2022 rookies, even though 2023 Series 1 is out right now. But, unfortunately, there are still some of these products that they have to release. I guess at what point, when it comes to old products coming out, I don't know when they get to a point where it's like they just should scrap it. I guess they probably never will. They probably never will, to be honest. And they'll never run into that scenario because it's like, if people are going to buy the product, they're going to make money from it. And if the product's already made, there's really nothing they can do. I would say if I were Topps or I were Panini, I would just release all the products at the same time and just wipe the slate clean. And then, figure out what to because for this product in specific, Topps Gold label isn't like a monster product that everyone's out there trying to get. It's it's like around $100. You can get like an auto. You can get some good base parallel cards, but it's not, like I said, it's not like a top tier rookie card that most people are chasing. So if I'm Panini, if I'm Topps, yep, see, it says it's not, 3 base sets. It's not like Panini Select where one of the large sets with different tiers. Here, the same 100 players and the same card numbers repeat 3 times. Okay, so it's the same, but the thing that makes it different is that it's not a new set, or it's not a new set of cards. It's 100 cards, and then each class has 100 cards in the checklist for the number of players that are in there. No matter the class, base cards have 2 different photos that pair changes with each class. Additional parallels come in 5 levels. The main set Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I wonder if they, it's kind of maybe the thing where it's like, I wonder if Tops could come out with this product and maybe they don't, maybe they use it as like a giveaway set or something like that. I mean, don't entirely scrap it, but figure out a way you can maybe partner with companies or maybe figure out a way you could partner with like, I don't know, Golden or content creators or like hobby shops and figure out a way that you can include this. Because if it's like, I wonder how many 2022 products there are left. I'm sure there's a way to look it up. I can't imagine there's too many left, to be honest. But it's like, at what point should they just be scrapping these products and just coming out with the next one? I don't know what the answer to that question is, but I feel like at some point they need to figure out. They need to just do it. They just need to figure it out. So we're going to switch back to the list here. We got Panini Origins, which is essentially just Topps Inception. I mean, it is kind of crazy that like Origins and even the design of the product itself, I almost think that the designer switched companies at some point. Like the original, whichever product came out first, Origins or Inception, or the product manager or something, whoever came out with this idea first, the person who came up with the idea, I bet you just went to the other company because they're the exact same product basically. Like it's like an auto hit product. It's very much for like breakers in a way. Like it's kind of interesting. Like breakers have two sort of types of products that at least I think from my opinion that they come out with that are sort of meant for them. You have the products with like a lot of base. You have the products with basically no base and yet have mostly autos. But the products with like a lot of base, those are going to be good for breakers. And then also the products like this, for example, like this or Inception, where they have like autos are kind of the main focus of the product. And it's only one pack per box. I would imagine this one too, actually is probably even in that like $100 range. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it's like, looks like, factory sealed 2 autos. I'm just looking at eBay. Yeah, I mean, I guess just the fact that these are like basketball, that's the reason why these are so expensive. Like, in my opinion, I don't see why that these ones should be $200 for like a box of 7 cards. Like, that seems pretty high. And I mean, I get that there's going to be autos and you're going to find these kind of maybe low numbered parallel cards, but like this product and Topps Inception are both like basically hit based where you're going to get like 3 or 4, and in this case, you're getting 6 base cards and then 1 autograph. I guess it's kind of a combination of all those types of things of why they come out with these types of products. The McDonald's All-American set is also coming out. I'm going to talk about that separately because I think that there's kind of a big thing that happened with that set specifically that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Obsidian football is 7 cards per pack, so I guess it's kind of similar to Origins. I always thought Obsidian was a base product. This one is even more expensive. This one's in like the $420 range for a hobby box. I always thought Obsidian was a little bit more base heavy, but I guess not. Another one that's kind of made for hit-based breakers, I guess you could look at it. It is actually kind of expensive, so I even would be interested to know. I'd be interested to know, to be honest, who is the market for like Obsidian football, because like I just don't understand sometimes like who are the markets for some of these products, because it is like a hit-based product where there's going to be an auto or 2 autos in the box. But like, is that enough to really warrant like $420 for a hobby box, or like even some more like 430, 450? Like, is that are 2 autographs or however many autographs? Let me actually just go back really quick and see if I can find how many autos are in this. Because Origins, I believe there was 2 autographs. This one must have like more than 1. Let's see. Cards per pack, boxes. There's 242 cards. So it's like, so what you can expect: an autographed memorabilia card. There's 4. Okay, so it's basically all autographs, and then an insert and parallel and 1 base card. So it's much more autograph heavy than it is base card heavy, which I guess I thought it was the opposite. Maybe that's just me not paying as much attention, honestly, to Obsidian compared to like some of the other base products. So, I mean, I guess you could say like 4 autographs per box. Essentially, you're paying $100 for autographs and hoping that you're going to get some big rookie that you can sell the auto for, make half of your money back. But like at the same time, like I just don't know who would be buying this type of product and hoping, like, I guess it's, if you are a gambler, and that's another thing that actually, so Cage is one of my good friends who I'm in like a group chat with on Instagram. He put out a really good video that I want to talk about maybe on Saturday when I can do a little bit longer of a stream. But like he put out a video that I thought was really good about like people in the hobby and people in general just like gambling. So like that's basically what this product is. Like with 242 cards on the checklist, like that's and it's with this class being so bad too. I'm actually even doubly surprised that this is selling for that $400 price tag. Like, you have Pickett, you got Brock Purdy, but like, if you get those 2 autos, are you really like that happy with the product? Like, I don't know. Like, it's not something that I'm like a huge fan of. So it's never something that I would even think about buying in the first place. But either way, like that's what you got if you are looking to buy some Obsidian football. It's very hit based. It's the $400. Like I do also wonder, like with a product like Obsidian and it's $400, like where is the price of breaking kind of baked into the price of the hobby box? Because like if a breaker is trying to make some sort of profit or they're making anything off of off of the hobby box, like, maybe they do, let's just say there's 32 NFL teams. If they're doing, if it's a $400 box, let's say a breaker's trying to make, let's say they're trying to make, well, so actually we could even just double it. We could just say, so $20, I think. So 20, if you do like a team break and it's $20 per team, 20 times 32, you're making $640. So you're making like $100 if you sell out of that break, I guess, essentially. So like it is a product that maybe is meant more for breaking than it is for like actually consumption and buying, because like the gambling aspect of it, you have a much better chance of pulling a card that you can make your, if you bought, and in theory, if you're buying one spot, $20, your chances that you're going to be pulling an auto is not very high. But it's like, if you spend $100, maybe $200, like $200, that's going to get you 10 spots. So it's going to get you a third of the box. Like there's maybe a decent chance that you will get one of the good autos. Like if you're doing a random team break, and I actually don't know. Let's see, maybe. Okay, so that doesn't come out until Friday, but let me just go and see Mojo breaks, because I think let me see if they have any breaks on their site for this. Because if they do, I think maybe we get different pricing there. That would make sense. So football, let's see, they've got Prism, Obsidian. So yeah, $24. So that's kind of what I was thinking, that $20 range, like for a $20. And actually that's pretty decent because you're getting a 6-box break too, a pick, and it's starting at 24. So it's pick your team. So it's not random teams. So obviously the more expensive teams, obviously the teams that have the rookies are going to be more expensive. So, like the Jets, that's probably one that's going to sell out pretty quickly. And it's going to be more expensive for sure. Like, let's see if they have any random teams, because a random team, I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, I'm just going to go to their site. Random team. Yeah, like I said, I mean, if they have random, I don't think they do, but like, so, and also if you're breaking, Mojo Breaks is the company that I have, I followed their podcast for a while, and these are pretty reputable guys. Cause I know we've had some issues in, the past couple of weeks with some non-honest breakers, to be completely honest, like doing some pretty sketchy things when it comes to like what they're doing in their breaks. So like these guys, I definitely suggest them. I mean, even doing live sports card breaks, like since 2010, I mean, that just kind of shows that they've been in the industry, great integrity. I definitely suggest going with them. And that's kind of just overall Obsidian. And then let's see. So NHL Stars rookie box. I don't know that much about, I know about like the Young Guns. I know about like the Cup, but for the most part, hockey is not necessarily my forte. So I'm going to stay away from that actually. And then Panini Prism Premier League Soccer, which I'm actually going to pull up the one of one Holland card was actually pulled already. Let's see if I can find the tweet really quickly. Pull that up. So it was pulled in China. Apparently they got the product early. Let me pull this up here. Yeah, let me pull this up. So like the one of one was pulled in China. I guess they got the product early. They kind of came out a day before. I don't know what the account was that pulled it, but from what I saw, the centering on this was actually pretty bad. And that might have just been the photo that I was looking at. Like one of the sides was bad, and I saw some people saying like, "Oh, now the chase card is gone from the product, so no one's going to buy it." I mean, it's I think there are still some good chase cards. Like this was probably the biggest card that's coming out of that product. Like, but I mean, there are still going to be other players that people are trying to pull of the one of one. I think the Holland within soccer in general, I think that there's an interesting kind of conversation about like what the rookie card is, what the card that you want to get is, because of the way that people move around. It's like I wonder if like I've thought this for a while, like is there going to be like a first Premier League card, first Bundesliga card, first MLS card, first rookie card? Like are all of these rookie cards going to eventually are there going to be a bunch of different cards that you want to get within soccer? But yeah, I mean, I think it's Prism Soccer, Prism Premier League. I think is cool. Panini has they have the Premier League license. They have the FIFA license. Topps has the UEFA license. So it's kind of interesting because soccer is interesting because it's one of the only sports where both companies come out with like licensed products with these players in licensed jerseys. So like there's a chance that like when Topps comes out with their Premier League or when Topps comes out with their Champions League product, you're going to get another Haaland Topps Chrome card. So like that happened with Pulisic, that has happened with players in the past where they have a Prism and a Topps Chrome card because the Topps Chrome they're in the Champions League set, but then they're also in the Premier League set for Panini. So it's like they're in both. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of like with football back in like 2012, 2013 era, like when Topps was making both Topps and Panini were both making football cards. It's kind of similar. But yeah, so like I said, the top card, unfortunately, it looks like it was pulled. I mean, I say unfortunately. I don't think it's unfortunate. I think I think it's good that, we're seeing that it was pulled because if it was pulled and we didn't know about it, I think that's actually worse than it being pulled and us not knowing about it. The Luka card, I think, is an example from 2018 Prism. I'd say I'd probably 75% think that card has actually been pulled and no one knows that it's been pulled because the person that pulled it maybe has a bunch of unopened 2018 Prism stuff. So yeah, I think we know it's been pulled. Maybe it affects the prices, maybe it doesn't. I guess it. Like I always say, who really knows, honestly. So we're gonna go back here, and then the last product that's on this list that's coming out, Panini Contenders Football. Very similar to my thoughts on Obsidian. I mean, obviously, you're looking for that Contenders autograph. It is a base-heavy product. This is another one that's kind of a breaker-ish product in a way because you are getting like pick your teams or you're getting like the randoms and you're going to be able to get base cards. And then, the autos that are coming out of here. So this is the design. Let me actually just pull it up because I hated the design from last year, the Trevor Lawrence design. I'm going to pull that up too, just so I can compare it. So 2022 contenders, Trevor Lawrence, 2022 contenders. Maybe it might even have been. Oh, it's 2021. 2021 contenders, Trevor Lawrence. This design was like one of the worst contenders designs, unfortunately, that they've come out with in quite some time. Let me find a design to compare it to. Auto. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna pull up part of this Parsons one, because this was last year's design. And I know it's optic contenders, but the design was the same. Actually, let me just go back here. Yeah, I understand that they were kind of going for maybe like it didn't switch. I get that they were maybe trying to go for like a futuristic kind of concept of tickets with like the QR code and the scan. But I just think that like with contenders, it just feels like it should be more of a simple design, and they maybe tried to do a little bit too much with it. I think realistically, that's what I have thought with some Panini designs. A lot of Panini designs actually in the past couple of years have really been like that, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, contenders, it's a great product. I don't even really have that much to go on because I went over a lot of the football stuff and like with Prism, I don't really have that much to talk about with contenders. It's a good product. I think, last year and I think contenders doesn't matter about the design. People want the card because it is contenders. So it's like, it almost feels like they should be spending a little bit more time maybe on the design, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's fine. I think this year's is better than last year's. So yeah, those are the boxes that are coming out in the next, week or so for Panini, for Topps, all of those. And yeah, the Beckett, they've always put together a great list of all the boxes that are coming out, for all the sports basically.